Welcome one, welcome all. And I'll tell you, I thought we wouldn't be missing anything when we hopped on this show. And then all of a sudden, the Cowboys made it a game, and the Rams somehow completed that comeback. You said you were over the field on Jawan Jennings. Bravo, Kurt. What was that, 49.5 fantasy point performance? The best play on the slate?
Yeah, that was awesome. I was over on I was actually lower than everyone else on the New Orleans game, so that was good. I was only doing like one piece max from that game, and it was a lot of them were Barkley. I was over on Barkley. So I was over on Barkley. I was over on Jennings, which means I made a little money today. No sweats or anything, but I made like 10% back. Well, on top of what I put in. So you take that in classic and just move the hell on.
You do take that. And I'll say this. I hope the Ravens choke this lead. Nothing would make me happier than Ravens absolutely blowing a game against the Dallas Cowboys like this. We can only hope. It's third down right now. But we got a showdown game to discuss tonight. And you know what? You know what made me the most mad, Kurt? Last week, I rightfully got clowned for Roschon Johnson, right? 0 fantasy points, one snap on the offensive field. And then Roschon Johnson comes in, gets 3 carries on the first drive today, ends with 10.2 fantasy points. So at least I have that to justify myself. But I want to have a better performance than I did last Sunday night. And I think this could be the slate. Kurt, you look at these two teams, you get the Chiefs and the Falcons tonight. I think this slate sets up almost perfect, right? I genuinely think we have a very defined target tree in Atlanta. We have a very defined target tree in Kansas City as well. You have a murky running back situation in Kansas City. And then with the Falcons, is Kirk Cousins 100%? He looked good against the Eagles, but hey, look, that's the Eagles, right? That's the Eagles secondary.
Who was it that said that when who was it? It was Orlovsky or one of those guys talked about how when they went in the 2-minute, he had shut his brain down. He wasn't worried about the Keeleys. He was just getting fight or flight mode. Let's go win this game. And he was just cooking on all cylinders. You could just tell he was not thinking about the foot whatsoever. Maybe that is kind of the next step forward in his recovery as far as, okay, I know I can do it. I just did it. Just got to not think about it. Easy. It's easy to do that in golf as well. But if it is, and he is, and we saw maybe they do a little more up-tempo stuff to kind of benefit that, like we saw.
I mean, it looked good the last, 2 minutes of that game. I mean, the last minute where the Eagles threw the ball to Barkley and he ended up dropping what would have been, the game won and sealed. But, I mean, before that, I can't forget about the prior 58 minutes. And sure, he had a good deep play to Mooney. Mooney made some plays too. And, Bijan was electric. This offense is not just terrible. But I am looking at this quarterback position, Kurt. And the slate gets real easy when you just kind of say, what if I went away from Kirk Cousins tonight? And honestly, I'm debating that. And we're going to lead this right into the quarterback conversation here, right? It was all 3, Matt Ryan and the Mannings. That's probably where it was, is where you were watching that.
Yes. Thank you, Vincent.
The Manning cast. And
yes,
I think when you look at the quarterbacks right here, I think Patrick Mahomes, Captain Viable. We always know that, right? He has a little bit of rushing upside. He can get there in a variety of scripts. You know exactly what you're getting. And also the big thing for the Chiefs too, no Pacheco. So it's going to be Carson Steele and Samaje Perine leading the backfield. And I don't know how effective they're going to be, right? Pacheco looks good when he runs. I imagine Steele is going to look fine. I don't think Perine's going to run the rock too many times, but it can't hurt Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it can't just in terms of usage. And sure, it might hurt the offense overall. I mean, it's a running back. I don't really put too much stock in that, but any inclination of Mahomes potentially throwing the ball more, he might be my top captain tonight, Kurt. And then I look at Cousins, on the other hand, like I just said, if I fade him, I get 2 of his weapons who, including Bijan in that mix, who I know are going to be on the field 90% of the snaps. Look at McLeod last week, was on the field a ton of the snaps. Pitts, London, Moody, you know what the snaps are going to look like for this Falcons team. And that seems like the best route for me, Kurt. What do you think about the quarterbacks tonight?
I like your point there. And another thing, as far as Kirk Cousins goes, you could go Bijan, pass catcher, and kicker. I think maybe Cousins does just enough to kind of move the ball on the field, put Koo in a lot of positions for field goals. I'm probably going to jinx it, but something about this slate just screams kicker to me. I know we had one last week where it's you got to play one of the kickers, but I really like one of the kickers tonight. It's probably going to be a lot of Koo as well. So I'm with you on that.
You know why it's kicker tonight? I loaded in the Showdown playbook, which we got on the Run Pure Sports website. You also have a bunch of other pieces of content on the Run Pure Sports website. Code RPS15, 15% off your first purchase here. Kurt, when I was filling out the Showdown playbook, I looked at it and I was like, this is awful below McLeod. Really, it's just Watson and then everyone else below 3K. Because outside of that, you're not going to find a ton of value. P. Ryan is above 5K. I think he's 5,800. Steele is 6,200. So it's not like you're getting a discount there. And then you also have to look at it like, below McLeod, no one's really going to see the field in the Atlanta Falcons. Same thing for the Chiefs. No one's really going to see the field below Noah Gray and Justin Watson. So you have a very limited amount of options, and that's why the kickers are just going to be shining through. And that's why when I looked at it too, my top build in Saber did not have a kicker, which I was kind of shocked by, Kurt.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Noah Gray hasn't been getting I kind of thought that we'd start seeing a little Kelsey rest a little bit until the playoffs, and I think that was the plan coming into the season, wasn't it? That Gray would have more snaps and be a little bit more involved, not a lot involved in the offense, but just a little bit more. Was that not the plan? Or am I mistaken?
I think that was like the theory where, Kelsey is, I would say, a media star now at this point in his career. Like,
I
haven't done anything this season, but he is still one of the best tight ends in football. But Noah Gray, I mean, look at the snaps he's ran. I mean, the routes he's ran. It's half of Travis Kelsey's routes, which is 22 routes. Kelsey has 49, so just a little under half. But yeah, you're right. I mean, Kelsey still has the most routes on the team at 49 to 46, but his target share is fourth on the team, or tied for third, I should say, because he's tied with Worthy. The usage, like the routes are there, just the target, the targets are not.
Someone mentioned about defenses too, and I don't know if I mean, I guess you could do Chiefs D at 4,400. It's not like I feel like the last one or two primetime games we've had, the defenses have been priced up accordingly due to the game. And I guess now they're kind of baiting you into doing it. And with this salary saver, if you're doing 20 max, it's more in play. I don't think I'm going to be doing it tonight, but Chiefs D is cheap. Sorry, I don't mean to get off topic here. Were we on quarterbacks?
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about anything right now. I mean,
we let the comment. We let the people decide where we're going. I just read the comments and I was like, wonder what other prices of the defenses. But yeah, I love your Mahomes captain idea.
Yeah, that was actually my top build in Saber, and it kind of fits exactly what I was talking about. And this is single entry, so I like to do a single entry and then do the ROI on it and kind of see where it lands at. And Mahomes was my top one, and you could even do a kicker in that regard too if you wanted, two higher priced Atlanta guys, whether it's McLeod or what if you wanted Pitts and Bijan. Well, it still fits perfectly. That's when a kicker starts coming to play. Actually, a guy like Butker. So those are the type of teams that I'm really excited by. And here's the thing about Cousins. He's probably not going to kill me with his legs. And that's one thing that's for certain. He did surprise me. He did scramble for about 1 or 2 yards on Monday Night Football, which I was 1 or 2 yards more than what I thought it would be. But I just genuinely think this is going to be an offense that is just ran by Bijan Robinson. I mean, you saw it last week. This is also what made me mad about the Falcons last week. Bijan Robinson had 96 rushing yards, and I think it was the third quarter. And I think he ended with 96. They didn't utilize him on the ground at all in that fourth quarter, and it ended up working. They got the win. I can never disagree with the results. But he still got his catches. He still got his yards. Only 14 carries last week. I imagine they want to get that up. With the Chiefs secondary, this is one thing that I kind of noted too coming into this game. The Chiefs this year have been torched through the passing game, but last year they were not. When you lose a guy like, what was it, L'Jarius Sneed is who they ended up losing, right? So when you have a guy like L'Jarius Sneed no longer with the Chiefs, you're obviously going to see a hit in that secondary and stuff. But really, the impact has not been out wide. It's been to the tight ends and slot position where these guys are just dominating them. You saw last week with Gesicki, who just ended up going off. Tanner Hudson also had some catches. Eric All Jr. for the Bengals. You look at week 1, it was Isaiah Likely. This Chiefs defense can be exploited quite a little bit. And I do think, having one of McLeod or Pitts can do that. And I don't feel the need to pair them with Cousins because who did I not mention? Drake London so far. And if I'm not having a lot of Drake London, Kurt, I think I'm cool with just 1-2 weapons, like I said, and fading Kirk Cousins here and Kirk Cousins in a main team.
Yeah, the Pitts thing. Did you see I don't know if anyone else saw on Twitter, but the fact that Pitts is just not winning his routes. You saw that?
Yeah, it's
early though. I mean, it's a short game. It's a short 2-game sample, but I don't know, 7K. Would you be I would just be okay if Pitts beats me. I'll probably play a little bit, but I'll definitely be under tonight. What's he coming in at?
So Saber has him. So Kyle Pitts, I don't think he's going to be entirely chalky. 23% in the flex, probably about 4% in the captain. That is exactly it. So it's about 28% overall is what I would guess. And that sounds right. Everyone, including you, including me, all have the same thing. Can we really trust Kyle Pitts again? And the answer has always been no.
He needs a touchdown, right? He needs a touchdown.
No, well, here's the argument for it, right? Like, look, I'm gonna go do this. 7 targets for 49 routes. Target percentage is 14% right now. That's not great. That's not going to cut it. It's 5th on the team. It's behind Bijan Robinson. He's not even, lining up out wide and stuff. No surprise there. Bijan's one of the best pass catching backs in the NFC. You look at what the Chiefs just gave up, and they made Mike Gesicki look like he was Gronk last week. They made Eric Hall Jr. not look like a rookie, but look like a stud in this league. They looked Isaiah Likely. They made him seem like he was tight end number 1, undisputed coming in. This is where the carrot gets dangled in front of your eyes. Are you going to grab the carrot, or are you going to say, you know what, that's enough from Kyle Pitts? I don't want it.
It's what Andrew just said. Casey's a tight end funnel. And what Pitts can do a lot of the stuff that Likely did too, athletically and from that position.
Yeah. I mean, this is where
is it just a cat? What if it's just a captain and move on? Like, okay, let's say the funnel is real and it does happen again. Wouldn't it just be Pitts captain and then just be way under on the flex and not play him in the flex? Well, what's wrong with that?
I don't hate that. I mean,
it's either going to be one way or another. Do you think it's going to be a middle ground? If they are a funnel, it's going to be a funnel, and he's going to go have 8 targets, 6 catches, 50 yards, tud.
7 for 70s in the winner, I think, without a touchdown. 7,200, 7 for 70. Kyle Pitts comes in.
But if I have that going at the captain and he gets a touchdown, now we're talking.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I don't mind.
If he gets 70, if he gets 7 for 70, he's getting in the box.
Here, let's do this, Kurt. Rank your captains for me. All right, starting at 1, go through 5. Because I got my top 5. I'll let you kind of get yourself sorted. So here are my top 5 captains for today. Because we got this on the playbook too at Run Your Sports. Mahomes is my number 1 captain. Bijan's my number 2. Then it's Rashee Rice. And then I actually put Kyle Pitts 4th. So I even put him ahead of Kelsey. And it's for the exact reason that you said. Right? We all know, we've all heard the myths of Kyle Pitts' talent. We haven't never seen it, but we do hear it. I am willing to buy stock into that in the captain spot. And I am willing to play him ahead of, Travis Kelce in the captain spot too. I think I'm fine with that, Kurt, but he's my 4th top captain. 5th is actually Xavier Worthy over Travis Kelce as well. Kelce, I don't know. I'm just not thrilled with it, but I do think Pitts, this is his one last chance. This is the one time I'm trusting him. And then if he fails me this week, it sucks to say because you never want to be late in DFS, but he's got to prove it at that point. And this is the last chance where he's not coming in overly owned in a good matchup for him. I mean, do you want to be late or do you want to be early or do you just want to watch another bust? I mean, that's probably what we're going to see.
Yeah, that's why I think I don't mind. I think he's my 5th captain. First is probably going to be Rice. Atlanta has best 2 safeties in the league.
Yeah.
Where you can kind of get those pockets and cover 2 is where Rice is going to, they're probably going to let Rice do what he does, as we've seen teams let Mahomes do for the past couple of years. So I'm going to Rice 1, Pitts 5, Younghoe Koo 4. I'm just going all over the place.
That's a wild one.
Yeah. 2, Bijan, just because it's Bijan. And then 3, I'll go Mahomes. So we're going to go Rice, Bijan, Mahomes, Koo, Pitts.
That's fair enough. So Rice, Mahomes, and then Rice, Bijan, Mahomes, Koo, Pitts. Perfect. So we each have them in our top 5. This is a good question too. Would you need Cousins then with Pitts captain? I think need is a little bit strong, but I would be more inclined if I am captaining a skill player for the Falcons that is not Bijan Robinson. I probably would be more tempted to play Kirk Cousins with him. The biggest problem though is then you're running out of salary at that rate. Like I want Mahomes. I'm not fading Mahomes without a running back in this game. Like he's number 1, and then it's a long drop down to number 2, and that number 2 is pretty damn impressive himself, Bijan Robinson. But I will probably have to fade Bijan in that sense if I'm playing Cousins. I think that might be the way I'm approaching it. And someone mentioned, the Chiefs have actually been really good against the run.
Yeah, who do they have in the middle now? They have someone in the middle, I think.
Yeah, I honestly, let me check this too. So
why is Kirk on Koo? Oh, it's one of the cheapest captains I really like. I mean, you can go Ray too, but guaranteed, I think you can get 10 or more today. 15, and then you can kind of play really whoever you want, honestly. It's specific on that. Let me build it out right now. Sorry, Rubio, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm looking up some of the Pro Football Focus grades. Potentially, we can get a dig on what the Chiefs are looking like too, just on the interior, because what they have done against the run through 2 games, they are 18th against the league, but that also has Lamar in there too. Against running backs themselves, like Derrick Henry didn't look good at them against them at all. You go back to last week, Zach Moss and Chase Brown didn't do much at all either. So yeah, they are. You want to throw into the slot. You do want to run the ball against them still, because what they still have on the outside, wide receivers out wide have not succeeded. You saw it in week 1. Zay Flowers did okay, but you also had Rashad Bateman didn't really do anything until the end of the game. Jamar Chase didn't look great last week either. Yosevas did his damage. I think he lines up more in the slot too, but he was kind of lining up a little bit on the outside as well. But yeah, the Chiefs, you want to target tight ends and the slot against them, but running backs kind of in that middle ground. Wide receivers who line up out wide have been, since 2023, you've been wanting to avoid them. They lost one of their main guys coming into the season, but they still have been stout against wide receivers out wide. Let me go ahead and check this. Robinson's, it took me a second to realize who Robinson was. I always consider Bijan. I just say Bijan. I never say Bijan Robinson. So when someone said they were fading Robinson, I was like, man, who is that? Then I realized Bijan Robinson. Here's my thing with Bijan. Best pass catching back in the NFC with McCaffrey hurt. You are looking at a little bit of, I would say, a lackluster,
Sorry.
What's
Why not Kansas City defense in the captain spot? Because I like to have fun. I don't know. Could I like to have fun? Come on.
The Jets defense did not work in the captain slot, right? It was not in the winner. It ended up being who was in the winner for that game?
I mean, the road defense.
Aaron Rodgers, that's who it was.
The road defense, 4,400 against a quarterback who people might talk shit about in prime time, but he's still a veteran. It's not like he's a rookie quarterback. And they're on the road. Isn't this the game where they're getting out free food too?
No way. Are they actually doing that?
It's one of these games coming up, but that's why I don't want. Now, here's the thing about KC defense. Now, someone also mentioned, why do you like Koo in the captain spot? Well, if you do it, there's 3 lineups that are very good. One of them leaves 0 salary, and it actually does have the Kansas City defense. And there's 2 other ones I think are really good, which is why I like Koo in the captain spot.
So, free hot dogs, chips, and Coke products and souvenir cups for the game tonight.
Yeah, they're gonna be rowdy. And you're wanting to play the Chiefs defense? No, they're gonna be wanting to come out and play inspired ball for these fans, getting free glizzies, baby.
Yeah, shout out Arthur Blank. That's kind of wild. I respect that a ton. Just free glizzies. Okay, all right. Double fisted on double fisted on the show, baby. Let's go. So, I will say this: I am not against the Chiefs captain, but I'm not probably going to do it. But I'm bullish on the Chiefs defense. I'm looking at it. I'm already under on Cousins. I think the Chiefs defense is viable. I mean, we saw them so much last year. The one thing, this is the reason why I backed the Chiefs on every single playoff game last year, is their defense is just good. It didn't look great against the Ravens.
It's bad. No, it's a very solid defense.
It's good. And the Falcons have not, I mean, they looked really bad against the Steelers. Steelers are probably one of the top 5 defenses in the NFL right now, right? They didn't really move the ball or anything against them. But last week, the Eagles are not a good defense, and they struggled against them for 3.5 quarters. There's a chance the Chiefs defense, I don't think it's in the captain slot, like you said, but I am very, very happy with them landing in my team. Because, look,
yeah, so utility's fine. Actually, one of my 3 best teams I've built so far actually have Chiefs D.
Really? What's the core on that team, including the Chiefs?
I just said it. It's the Koo lineup that leaves 0 salary. Yeah.
Damn. All right. So you got the Koo. I would assume, is it Rashee Rice in that lineup? He has to be at that point, because you got to go for the PPR guys there at that point if you're playing Koo captain. Because you want volume. When you're playing a cheap captain like that, some hate it because then it can kind of lead to funnels and stuff. So you kind of want to leave a little bit more salary on those where you're punting a position. But you want the volume. You definitely want the volume. Rashee Rice would fit that build. Bijan could fit that build because he is capable of in the passing game 5 catches or so.
Did you see the build, bro? He just posted in Discord. That's hilarious.
I did not see that. Which one is that in the NFL chat?
Yes, that's so good.
Yeah,
Travis, that's
oh
funny.
my god. Yeah, we got the
Cool.
Glizzies.
Did you build out the team I was talking about, Leave Zero Sally?
I did not. I did
Oh,
not.
all right, you just hate me then. All right, cool. It's cool.
I'm busy, Kurt. I'm flowing around. You know what I'm trying to do too. Trying to get these entries in real quick. Yeah. I will say this, Kurt. I'm gonna go to the running back spot because we need a take on Carson Steele. We need a take on Samaj Ryan.
Yes.
So Pacheco's out. We all know that. What does this backfield look like? Right. So I'm going to go ahead and just dive into this rushing stats here, basically kind of go into the next metrics, snaps wise, or I guess I shouldn't say snaps wise, but just rushing attempts. Last week, Steele was the guy late in the game against the Bengals. He ended up with 9 carries. You know what we haven't seen from Samaj Ryan yet since being in a Chiefs uniform? A carry.
Yeah, what, a single one? He's not got a single one yet. I thought he got one.
Not a carry, but he has gotten some targets. He's very good out of the backfield stuff.
Boy, Josh.
What does this backfield look like to you?
I have no idea. I mean, they're gonna give it to Steele. He looked good in the preseason. We saw it. I really do think they're gonna early down work Steele, P. Ryan passing game, which is probably a little bit frustrating for us. It just sucks because P. Ryan's such a good pass blocker. I don't think Steele's bad at it, but I think that's what it's going to be, early down work. So the goal line work, you would think if it's like a true 1 yard line, I think it's Steele. If it's like 3 or 4 yard line, third and goal, I think it's going to be P. Ryan. So a lot of good scoring. When you have Mahomes and it's like third and goal from the 4, sometimes being the running back in that spot, even if you're not getting a carry, is really huge. Dump offs, just getting open, stuff like that. Just as beneficial as a goal line work, honestly.
So what I like to do here is I like to look at the props a little bit. Yeah, I like to look at where does Vegas, what do they think is going to happen? So you look at the rushing yard prop for Carson Steele. He is on, this is all DK Sportsbook, by the way, 50 plus yards is minus 105. Solid performance. Very solid performance, some would say. For Samaj Ryan, we're going to go to rushing plus receiving here. They don't really expect a ton of passing work for Carson Steele, for what it's worth. So his rushing prop 48.5 for Carson Steele. I don't even think he has any receptions props. Oh, he does 1.5 minus 110. Samaj Ryan's reception prop is 2.5 at minus 150. So very clear what DK thinks is going to happen, or the bookmakers, I should say. Right, same thing you said. Carson Steele, early work downs. You know, you're going to have a lot of P. Ryan on passing situations in the pass block. He is very effective for that, right? I will say this. I think both are overpriced.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Deegs, I don't know if we're really talking high praise. He's acting like we're talking high praise for these running backs. I don't think so. I think it was evident in the preseason that they like Steele, and he was good in the preseason. But yeah, I think we're both kind of alluding to the fact that what you just said, they are overpriced, and I don't really feel comfortable with either. That's why I said I had no idea. I'm just guessing of what I just said, but yeah, I don't know what to do with him. I think I probably, what's the ownership on him? I'm assuming I'm going to be under on them as well.
So ownership on Steele is actually projected to come in fairly high, and this is much higher than I'm comfortable with. It's 38% in flexing captain combined, 7% in the captain, 31, 32 in the utility. And I think that's right. I think that's right. I think he's a little bit chalky tonight, Kurt. People love playing the backup running backs. You saw it with freaking Cam Akers today, fluked that late touchdown. But you just see it. Like whenever a backup comes in, they just see the shiny new toy. But in reality, this is why I'm fading Carson Steele. He is extremely touchdown dependent, and if he gets that touchdown, there's no guarantee. And this, you can say that about anyone, I know. There's no guarantee he's optimal because I don't see him being involved in passing down all that much. And you mentioned it. He could be fine in passing situation. He's still a rookie. He is still a rookie. This is his 3rd NFL game. I don't expect him to step into a massive role. And I think this is very close to 50-50 at best. And I think they activated Keontae Ingram. I don't know if he's active or not, but I know they activated him off the practice squad. Have to assume he's active for tonight. But this goes into the same situation that I was saying about Cam Akers, and it ended up kind of being the case in the Houston. But you saw J.J. Taylor and Ogunbowale play a little bit, but Akers ended up getting into the end zone. But we don't know what this backfield's going to look like. You're paying a premium on both these backs. I'm out. I'm out on both.
I think I'm going to be with you because the sportsbook has a 50. I think it could be like 17 carries, 51 yards, and if he falls in the end zone, then maybe you. But I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I don't like, and they could have got me on P Ryan. If they made him a little bit cheap. If they made P Ryan like 4,200 or 4,300, I could be like, okay, I can throw in some P Ryan. Maybe still like fumbles again, and there's like P Ryan gets a big heavy load. Because he did, I don't think he had fumbles in his college career, but he did fumble last week. If he comes out here and fumbles today, P Ryan could get a lot of work. But then he's 5,400.
So I just pulled up the Showdown playbook. Right?
Who did that?
I'll tell you, they did their rankings. JVC did his rankings. He had a really good one. You know who was his number one on Thursday Night Football? Demario Douglas, his number one value.
I love Douglas that night.
Okay. So we consider values here. Yeah, if you're not subbed to Run Pure, what are you doing? But we consider values here on the Showdown playbook under 6K, and the number one guy for JVC tonight is Samaje Perine. I wonder, because that's interesting. Whether he thinks that maybe he's in line for a larger role, and like I said, he had the Demario Douglas on Thursday, which ended up being one of the best plays on the entire slate. I respect JVC a lot, so I'm wondering if he knows something. So I'm going to be looking at that one. I don't want to walk it back completely, but I'm still out on these running backs. I'm not playing either one in the main team. Well, there's no worry for anyone.
If you do that scenario in your head, like if Steele fumbles, Perine gets a heavy workload.
I don't
400 though. Like, why could he not be cheaper?
Yeah,
like, they could have tempted me with it.
If I said 8 carries for Perine, are you saying yes or no? I think it's under. I think rushing attempts wise, I think he's around 5 or 6. All right, Kurt, let's move on to wide receivers. Talk to me about all these wide receivers that we have tonight. Ray McLeod being number one. I want you to talk about him first.
He's just too cheap. I mean, like even last week, it's just how many targets? 5+ targets the last 2 games. Even got a carry. They just didn't price him up enough. People will play Mooney. Mooney's fine too. I feel like you're the same guy almost. Honestly, I don't know what the snaps are, but I'm pretty sure the targets are very close, and you're saving like 2,500. And we kind of always want to jam the KC number 1 and 2 guy, Mahomes, number 1 wide receiver. So it's like, I like Ray. You can captain him. Someone mentioned in the chat. You can captain Ray. Anyone getting 5+ targets, and that involved at 3,600, you can definitely play them a lot and play them in the captain spot.
Yep, I don't know about captain spot for me, but I do think if
they get down early too, and they start doing a lot of 11 personnel, 10 personnel. Oh yeah, a lot of 10 personnel. They get down.
I'm going to highlight any Ray McLeod captain builds I got and see if they pop up at all and what it looks like. So Ray McLeod. So I got 4, actually 36th ranked in the Sims. So RAROI. It's an interesting one. It's got Kirk Cousins as well. It does get Mahomes, and it does have Perine. I'm shocked by that. It's actually a really good tournament build, I think, because it kind of blends this. I do single entry, by the way, for these Sims. And if you guys
does it have Perine in it? Does it have Perine in it?
Yeah, it has Perine in it for single
I like that build. I just built it. It's really good.
Yeah, it zeroes out. That's the one thing. That's why it makes a little bit more sense.
Oh, that's the bad part. Oh.
Yeah, I think I don't mind it. I don't mind it, especially in single entry and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and add the contest sim for the Millie, or not the Millie tonight. It's not a Millie. It's just a Millie prize pool, I assume.
Boo.
Yeah, 1.25, 300K at first. I'm going to run a sim for that and see what these pop up as. But McLeod captain does not look bad in that situation. Trivia time, Kurt.
Yeah.
Who ran the most routes for the Falcons last week? It's a tie at the top. It's an obvious answer. You just mentioned him, but it's Ray McLeod. So, yeah, sorry, I ruined the surprise. Yeah. 30 routes last week. Kyle Pitts, 22. Slightly concerning. Slightly. Not very, but slightly. When you look at it, McLeod, Mooney, and London, 30 routes each, 29 for London. Those are all just astounding. They run 3 wide receiver sets heavy. I don't think that's going to change tonight. Very much in love with McLeod with you as well. Any other receivers you want to mention? I mean, I mentioned how I'm not really high on Drake London because the matchup against outside wide receivers, the Chiefs are really good at defending them. Mm-hmm. This is a tall asking price for Drake London as well. 8,800 is above Travis Kelce. That's tough to pay. What you saw last week was a London who was not existent until that fourth quarter as well. I think he got the first couple targets of the game for Kirk Cousins and then kind of disappeared. I think 8,800 is too tall of a tag. I think one last mention that you also got to do, I want you to mention London and then give your take on Travis Kelce. 8,200 is the cheapest we've seen in a long time.
I agree on London. Going to come in under. I mean, before that, he had that one catch on the last drive for like 12 yards, and then he had the winner for like 5 yards. So before that, we were looking at 4 catches, 50 yards against a very, very bad secondary. That's a little bit worrisome. And do I want to pay for 8,800? No. So I'll let it beat me. Maybe play one captain. That way I can't tilt too much. Noah Gray season for AP. See, yeah. The thing about the Noah Gray thing is, are you more reluctant to play the Noah Gray thing in the Patrick Mahomes captain lineups? Because like when you want those random touchdowns like Noah Gray. So you do Patrick Mahomes, Noah Gray. It's like, oh, that's tasty. And then Travis Kelce, I don't know. I mean, obviously he hit my favorite build with the coup captain, but he's going to score eventually. It probably is tonight. So, I mean, I like him more than London. I like him more than Drake London. So,
yeah, the concerning part for me for Travis Kelce is just he hasn't done
not
anything.
Captain play. AP. No one talking about captaining Noah Gray. What in the? No one's captaining Noah Gray. We're talking about captaining Mahomes and playing like Noah Gray in that lineup.
Well, look at that one. First touchdown odds.
Someone mentioned it earlier and said it's 40-1. So AP.
He's late.
No, it might be FanDuel. Someone else said earlier. So AP, check FanDuel if you got FanDuel there.
Is this the highest?
Nice.
Is this the highest odds we've seen Travis Kelce?
I'm just trying to help out. I'm just trying to help. God, I'm gonna wait. Like, wait, go to FanDuel.
So you mentioned Kelce a little bit. Anyone else we're missing before I get you to give us a first touchdown? We got to discuss the first touchdown here.
I feel we have not mentioned Worthy yet.
We have
big play guy. The end arounds are there. He's electric. The only tough part is I just have so much respect for these Atlanta secondary or safeties, and that's kind of how big plays happen. Is you have the secondary, maybe a bad defensive call, the secondary like safeties make a mistake, and these guys are very, very good. So I don't know. I'm going to be coming under on him too. I think I might like Pitts more than Worthy, honestly. And I do like understand when you fade a guy like Worthy, 60-yarder could come in the first quarter and you're just like really pissed. So be very cautious of that and then just go to sleep if it happens.
He's been running super good on touchdowns. Yeah, man. Xavier Worthy, he is legit though. I love my Texas rookies and stuff. But yeah, he has been running very, very pure on touchdowns for the most part. Also just big plays in general going his way, that's his MO. Right.
That's him, yeah.
I don't want to say that's like if people ever dog like A-Chain. Well, he only gets there because he has big plays. I mean, that's
he can win a one-on-one goal line route too, though. Like not big, but like a little in and out. So
yeah, like I'll never forget the one he dropped against Bama last year. But yeah, he can win those.
Huh?
He dropped one against Bama when I had him. Like, I want to bet on him.
That's the one to the left.
What? Yeah, he threw it to the left side.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that.
Let me go ahead. You guys getting a better projection for P. Ryan or Butker? This is a good question. I would say, let me go ahead and check just real quick too. I think it would be P. Ryan just straight up. Yeah, it's P. Ryan by 0.9, which is a little bit surprised. But here's also another thing too. I finally got the rushing plus receiving yardage prop on P. Ryan. 38.5. And then 2.5 catches as well in the mix. Not as bad as I thought. That's pretty good. And then you also have, the odds for touchdown and stuff. So it makes sense. That 9-point projection is very fair to him. All right, Kurt. First touchdown time. Let's discuss. I'm pretty sure there's a billion boost on DraftKings too that we can take advantage of.
What's P. Ryan's odds?
P. Ryan. Oh, geez, you're gonna dig in the dumpster already. Is this what we're gonna do? We're gonna start our day digging in the dumpster like this.
Oh, I like the gray one, but I just want to find something.
My thing, I think gray is like, a little bit better. You know what? We talk so much about Kyle Pitts.
Can you tell me the odds on P. Ryan? I'm assuming they're bad. I feel like they're not.
No, it's 15. So 15-1. Kyle Pitts 13-1. London 12-1. I'd prefer to go with Chief. If I'm not doing Bijan, I'd prefer to be a Chief. Bijan's actually the thinnest odds at plus 550. Steele has the best odds on the Chiefs. Ridiculous.
I just think it's gonna be a little. I could just in my head, I could just see it being a little dump off 4-yard touchdown pass, like a one read not there, second read not there, dump off. P. Ryan makes one move, gets in.
I could see that. What about what if we just did a click here? Who do you want to click on? First touchdown, Kurt. We need to go through. It's 40-1 for Noah Gray on DK. Patrick Mahomes himself is 22 to 1. No, not appealing to you.
No, it's not bad. That's actually, I don't know.
I'm gonna
paint. They don't do that. Like they don't. Someone mentioned on the broadcast last week they don't like to do the sneak with him anymore either since he got that injury.
It would have to be a scramble, 100%.
Yeah.
I
like the gray. I think we just ride the gray. I mean, I'm not opposed to my P. Ryan one, but
all right. Let me go ahead and just get some conviction on this Noah Gray one before it's official. All right.
What's Kelsey's? Is Kelsey's bad?
Kelsey's is plus 850 or plus 900. That's tough. That is high.
I like that.
You never see the plus 950 on DraftKings. I think that's one of the better prices I've seen.
Okay, that's gonna be mine.
All right, let's do it. Travis Kelce first touchdown plus 950. His anytime is plus 135 as well. So Travis Kelce, let's do it. If this one hits, we'll also do a giveaway on the next show as well. So Travis Kelce plus 950 on DraftKings Sportsbook. You can get a boost, I assume. You can also get a no sweat bet and a profit boost to use on any Kansas City Chiefs and Atlanta Falcons game bet tonight if you are eligible. So that should be a lot of fun. Kurt, best flex play under 6K to 3.2K.
Best flex play under what?
Under 6K.
Under 6K. Like way under 6K? Is that a question? Oh, I mean, I like Koo. I like the kickers. JBC has me talking myself into P Ryan, but probably the kickers are the best.
Yeah.
See, I'm sure Mooney's there. 6K or 5.9. Yeah. I like the kickers there mostly. And then P Ryan if you want to just shoot for the moon. Hope it's like a 50-50 split. Even
Don't put that evil on me, Jack. Don't put that evil on me. If Carson Steele scores a touchdown, bro, I'll tell you what, I'm going to play 2K rather early. That is for sure. I'm immediately heading for the 2K. I'm getting some reps in. I got to get my jump shot down. I'm the big man on my on our.
Oh, you're the big man.
Yeah, the rec. The rec is what we play. Yeah.
God,
I dish some dimes out. So anything else that we want to mention? We'll go on for about 5 more minutes. Any questions that you guys got? Go ahead and shoot it over. I want you guys to hit the like button if you can. Please hit the like. We would greatly appreciate that. I'm not going to get on my hands and knees begging, even though it kind of sounded like that for a second. But yeah, hit that like button for us. Helps us out a lot. Yeah, he's going to score a touchdown and have 8 yards.
That's funny.
That would be that. You know what? It would be just enough to tilt me and then still cash the main lineup at the end. That's been the NFL theme this season. Like Jets Patriots slate, I was dead in the water in the first quarter. Somehow backdoored him in cash. Like. It's always fun when you tilt off for no reason. Any 5-1 builds? No. Here's why. Very, very clear target funnel for both teams. Ray McLeod is one of the cheaper guys. You can also play Justin Watson, who's super cheap. I think that you can get really good usage from at least 2 guys on the losing team, especially in a PPR format.
Yeah. I mean,
0 love for the duel tonight. Do you see where this show is brought to you by? Wait. There it is.
I don't even know the answer to that question.
Yeah. 0 love for the duel. Jennings was free. You know what? Juwan Jennings, best play on the slate today. Doesn't Atlanta play a lot of zone defense? Let me go ahead and get that sheet up too.
I would assume that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, most of these teams do at this rate. I mean, especially with the 2 high safeties that they got. You got 2 of the best safeties in the game, like you were mentioning earlier. Jesse Bates being one of those studs too. Makes a lot of sense. AJ Terrell still on the outside there too as well. I think he made a big play last week. All right. Any questions? Going once. Going for 3 more minutes. Going twice. Getting into all these single entries and stuff. Yeah, I think Kurt, I'm gonna give away my core.
Okay.
All right. So we got what is it? 73 likes. Please get us up to 100. And get us up to 100. Patrick Mahomes, captain, Rashee Rice, and then Ray McLeod. And for a bonus 4th one on the core, it is Bijan Robinson. So that's my second one. I'm not going Pitts in my main lineup, but I do like Pitts quite a bit. I do think that Bijan, though, gets there with volume, whether it's through the rushing game or through the receiving game. They're down 5 catches. If they're up, 20 rushing attempts. Love the script proof kind of guy he is. even though he wasn't in the winner against the Eagles there. Pitt's captain and Ray flex, or Ray captain and Kirk and flex. I am on number 1, Pitt's captain and Ray. Kirk, which side are you on here?
Ask it one more time.
Pitt's captain with Ray or Ray captain with Kirk?
Oh, man, I guess I'm going to go Pitt's captain.
Yeah, I think I would go. 5-1 KC is in the cards. I think I would almost play the defense in that scenario, and that's very chalky. What a basic opinion that I would play a defense in a 5-1 build, but it makes so much sense to do it in a game like tonight. Like, was it a 5-1 that won? It was a 5-1 that won, except it was Aaron Rodgers captain on Thursday night in a game where the Jets defense absolutely dominated. Don't want to play steal, but I feel like you can do enough to have him optimal. Yeah, it takes a touchdown, right? That's the minimum. If he gets a touchdown, I won't be happy, but
yeah,
that's what you're playing him for. He's got the best odds for first touchdown of the Chiefs too. So, which kicker do you like the most, Kurt?
I'm a Koo guy. I like Koo. 4,800 at home in the dome where he's used to kicking. I mean, it's not that it's hard to kick in the dome for anybody, but I think they stall out more than the Chiefs.
Yeah, nice. Rants. I think our guy AP actually has the list of when you look at past optimals for these showdown slates, especially on these island games. 5-1 has worked 22% of the time this year in every single showdown slate. So that's all 16 NFL games that are each week. So 48. Oh, we're on a 45 game sample size right now. I don't think he has the ones today. So we would be on a 33 game sample size. So 22% of the time. Back in 2023, it was 21%. And in 2022, it was 15%. You can find that on the Showdown Past Optimal sheet by AP, who doesn't. Let me go ahead and get this done. Here's also a fun one, too. I'm going to go through this Past Optimal sheet. The last time the Chiefs didn't have Patrick Mahomes captain. Guess when that was? Or not captain, optimal.
Oh, at all? Had to be a game.
Yeah. Don't think too hard.
Last year?
Last week.
Last week?
Rashee Rice, Isaiah Pacheco, and then I assume it was Joseph.
He had 10, didn't he? Mahomes had 10.
Yeah, Mahomes did not do well last week.
That's why it's even funnier you like him at captain. I think I'm going to ride that.
Like you go back to I don't want to go all the way back to the Super Bowl and stuff, but yeah, he pops up in the winter a ton. So I think AP does like the last 20 games or whatever. But yeah, Mahomes is in the optimal like 17 out of those 20 times. So like a really high clip for a quarterback.
I like it.
All right, 5 minutes to go. I'm just going to take us up to 8:20. Why not?
Do it.
DK is also running a boost. Either Kyle Pitts or Travis Kelce to score 1 touchdown. It's boosted from, what is that, minus 180 to plus 125 on the DK Sportsbook as well. Let me go ahead. Kelce, first TUD. Kelce or Pitts? Kelce.
God, I like that build a lot. Dang.
All right. Any questions? Pop them in. Get this. I'm betting that Kyle Pitts or Travis Kelce one. There we go. I'm in.
All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm about to try. Nah. Gross. Are you got all your stuff in?
What?
Have you got all your stuff in?
Yeah,
I'm panicking. Oh God.
Mahomes captain is the best for cash. Cash core today from Bryce or Mangone. It might have been either one today. Patrick Mahomes, Bijan Robinson, Rashee Rice. Makes sense. Okay, Patrick Mahomes captain. For those who are sticking around in the slow lull of the show, isn't Kelce supposed to propose tonight? Let's go ahead and give away a couple cores too.
It's Kelce proposing.
What a guy. Where did those cores go? Oh yeah. We got this one's good. All right, I'm gonna wait until 8:19 for Big T score.
I was surprised. I was really surprised.
Very on brand though. He tweeted it out last week.
What did he say?
He said, if I say it, I'm gonna say too much. But he said the Chiefs are the tight end nut funnel. Or the nut tight end funnel. What does that mean? That means I'm going to wait till 8-18. Why not? Keep going down in time. I think it's Kyle Pitts captain. And then it's got Patrick Mahomes and Rashee Rice. That makes a lot of sense. His favorite anytime touchdown bet, Kyle Pitts. He's not on the show today, but yeah, I had to spill that one because I knew that was going to be his lineup with Kyle Pitts at cap. We got Mangone, who was in the chat earlier. We have AP. Mangone's on Bijan captain with Mahomes and Bijan Robinson. AP's on Rashee Rice captain with Mahomes and Pitts. Pitts is a very popular core play tonight. Very popular.
Well, we know last time I spoke out against the tight end. But I did say that I like him more. All I basically said was I like him more in the captain spot than the flex. I feel like it's going to either go off and the final's going to be true, or he's just going to cuck us like he always does. His favorite thing to do.
All right.
It's all simple as that. That's all I said.
I got Justin Watson in my main team, Kurt.
Say what?
I got Justin Watson in my main team.
Why?
Patrick Mahomes with 3 pass catchers. Justin Watson's ran the most snaps behind, obviously, Worthy, Rice, and Kelsey. Ran him at a high clip, too. Well, it takes one play for $2,800 to pay off. If I had the extra salary, I wouldn't go him, but I am going Kelsey.
I'm trying to build that out real quick.
It's a good build. That's my top RAROI and saver using the Sims. It was a build that I liked a lot. I really wanted Pitts. I couldn't get the Pitts, but very, very good. Yeah, look at it. Pitts, captain, Mahomes, Kirk, and Rice figure out the rest. Yeah, I'm hoping Kirk isn't the optimal, but wouldn't be shocked. All right, guys, we're going to head out of here so we can see kickoff. Appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you for Kurt and for I. We wish you guys a very, very good rest of your night and hopefully a great start to your week in the morning. Have a good one, and bye-bye.